AIRBOYD.com. And also, please pay a visit to Sean's Facebook fan page. And he spells the first name S-E-A-N. That is Sean D. Tucker. Now, ladies and gentlemen, time to turn things over to my good friend, Mr. Sandy Sanders.
Okay, Brian Norris, thank you so much. And what a great way to finish your afternoon here with Sean in that beautiful aerobatic airplane he has. News Radio, FM 95-7 and AM 600. KOGO honors the men and women who have served our country with the playing of the national anthem every day at noon. And look for the photos from the Miramar Air Show at KOGO.com. Sikorsky Aircraft salutes the Marines of the MCAS Miramar, and around the globe, Sikorsky is proud to sponsor the MCAS Miramar Air Show. Sikorsky would like to thank our brave Marines for the sacrifices that they make every day serving our country. The official 2012 Miramar Air Show merchandise was designed by Kimberly and Paul Gavin. Together, as Gavin Arts, they have been proud Marine Corps Air Show sponsors for 20 years, using their artwork and also designed the MCAS Miramar base logo. Gavin Arts, where the Miramar feather banners fly.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look to your left right now, because on behalf of the United States Navy, Naval Air Station Lemoore, the commander of Strike Fighter Wing Pacific and the commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 122, we're proud to present the A-18 Super Hornet flight demonstration. Intended to replace the venerable F-14 Tomcat and the aging Legacy Hornets, the Boeing-built FA-18 Super Hornet is the Navy's newest frontline tactical aircraft. Known by the Rhino by those who fly it, the Super Hornet builds on a combat-proven design of the original Hornet with improvements such as a 30% larger surface area, larger payload, longer range, and increased lethality. The aircraft performing for you today is the E model, which incorporates a one-seat cockpit to accomplish all phases of the assigned mission. In today's demonstration, Lieutenant Jeff Findley, call sign Lou. The pilot is from Wakefield, Massachusetts. He'll demonstrate the incredible flight characteristics of the Super Hornet. He's got extensive combat experience, including numerous sorties in support of Operations Iraqi and Enduring Freedom. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look to the left as you will hear the two GEF 414 engines spooling up to their maximum 44,000 pounds of thrust. Watch for the dirty roll on takeoff. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your United States Navy's A-18 Super Hornet. After climbing to 4,000 feet, he'll perform a one-half Cubanate maneuver, roll upright, and demonstrate the Super Hornet's incredible pitch authority with a 60 degrees up, nose up maneuver. The Super Hornet is unique in its ability to operate at slow speeds and high angles of attack. Just watch for the next maneuver as he extends from the right out to the left and climbs to perform the flat pirouette. Ladies and gentlemen, there's the pitch up. From VFA 122 at Naval Air Station Lemoore, California, watch as Jeff Findley will pull back on the stick and climb quickly to over 4,000 feet. Turn the airplane over on its back with a very small looping maneuver. And once the aircraft gets level with the ground, watch him push on the right rudder pedal. That is the flat pirouette. The Super Hornet's engines produce over 44,000 pounds of thrust in full afterburner. This allows the aircraft to sustain 8 times the force of gravity in a turn coming up of less than 1,500 feet. Whether in a dogfight or avoiding surface-to-air missiles, the ability of the Super Hornet to turn in a very tight space gives it a tremendous tactical advantage. Here's the minimum radius turn. When he completes the turn, he'll pull back on the stick and stand this 40,000-pound airplane right on its tail. The Super Hornet will now extend out and set up for a high-speed pass. During this maneuver, Lou will approach at nearly Mach 1, almost the speed of sound, demonstrating the use of speed to surprise an enemy. We might get some good vapes today, but we are going to go live to the cockpit and talk to Jeff Findlay in the airplane and let him call out the Mach numbers as he approaches that speed of sound. Hello, Lou. Are you with me, buddy?
Heck yeah, with you.
Hey, buddy, call them Mach numbers for us. We have you live to the crowd.
All right, Rob, here we go. Passing 7.5. 8.0. 8.5.
8.5 Mach.
9.0. 9.3. 9.6.
And the vape was awesome there, Lou. That's the Super Hornet high-speed pass. Now, as he prepares for his next maneuver, the vertical pirouette, he's going to enter show center at about 350 miles per hour. He'll pull back on the stick, climb straight up, roll the canopy toward the crowd, and then do a push-pull maneuver, and then reverse, swapping ends in what is known as the vertical pirouette. It's very uncomfortable for Jeff Findlay as he experiences negative 3 Gs going over the top. This is your United States Navy's A-18 Super Hornet vertical pirouette. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your United States Navy's FA-18 Super Hornet. Now, we've seen a lot of different aerobatic maneuvers today. The next is going to be a loop, but he's going to cut this loop just a little differently than we've seen it from other aircraft. This will be a square loop. Lieutenant Findlay will reach show center, pull back on the stick and climb straight up into the vertical to 3,500 feet. Then pull hard and carve 4 90-degree angles in the sky in the Rhino square loop. The throttles will now come back to idle as he gets ready to cut that 3rd angle. Look at how quickly he changes direction. Dual digital flight control computers enable the Super Hornet to perform unlike most other fighters in the world today. It's a demonstration of the ingenuity, the skill, and the talent of the pilots of your United States Navy. Now we're hearing a lot of noise from those two F414 engines. Lieutenant Jeff Findlay is going to set up now for something called the inverted whisper pass. He graduated from Wakefield Memorial High School and enlisted in the Navy in 1996. As an enlisted man, he worked in Light Helicopter Attack Squadron HSL 43, and then went back for his commission as a lieutenant in the United States Navy. From the right, here comes Lieutenant Jeff Findlay in the inverted whisper pass. Listen to how quiet this airplane can be. That is being a good neighbor. Let's give it up for Jeff Findlay in the Rhino. Jeff Findlay is going to demonstrate the ability of this aircraft to operate at very slow speeds and very high angles of attack. He's going to slow the aircraft to about 1/10 of the Rhino's top speed. It can travel at nearly 1,200 miles per hour, or about 1.8 times the speed of sound. Right now, he's going to come through and demonstrate what is known as a high alpha pass, or high angle of attack. Demonstrating, in this case, raising the nose above the horizon, changing the angle of attack to almost 25 degrees, nose up. As he comes from the left, we'll go live to the cockpit and say hello to Lou. Hey, Lou, call some speeds for us, my friend.
You got around right now, slow past 125 knots ground speed.
That's under
passing through 115 knots ground speed.
That's 135 miles an hour.
That's about 110 knots of ground speed.
That's 125 miles an hour.
A little taste of how slow this jet can go.
And how many degrees nose up?
I got about 25 degrees nose up.
Right there, 25 degrees nose up. And how much does the airplane weigh?
Right now about 44, 45, 46,000 pounds or so.
That is heavy. Way to go, my friend. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause. That's the high alpha pass. All right, Lou, do me a favor. Put the pedal to the metal. Go full blower, and let's hear the sound of freedom.
Okay, go around.
Next, we're going to see what is known as the pitch rate demo. As he approaches from the right, he'll quickly goes into a 90-degree bank and then abruptly pull away from the crowd, showing just how agile this big airplane is. This is the pitch rate demo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get your cameras ready, because Lieutenant Findlay's going to do his photo pass for you. As I mentioned, he entered the Navy in 1996 as an enlisted man, and then he was accepted into the Navy's Boost commissioning program. He attended and graduated the University of San Diego with a Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics and was commissioned in 2003. He became a naval aviator in July of 2006, became qualified in the A-18 Super Hornet at Naval Air Station Lemoore in October 2007. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes going to the right in the photo pass. representing your United States Navy on this, the 237th birthday of the Navy. It's the A-18 Super Hornet Photo Pass. During carrier operations, they've got to bring a lot of airplanes back onto the deck of carrier very, very quickly, because it is during flight operations that the carrier fleet is most vulnerable, because they want all the time to be pointed into the wind to improve the speed and handling of the aircraft as they approach to land on the deck of the carrier. What we're going to see is what is known as the carrier break. Approaching from the left at 350 plus miles per hour, Lieutenant Jeff Findley will go into a very, very sharp 90-degree bank and initiate a 360-degree decelerating turn. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the carrier break. As he reaches 250 knots indicated airspeed, he'll lower the gear. He'll lower the flaps, and if he were going to land on the deck of a carrier, he would lower the tail hook. It is the tail hook that allows the A-18 Super Hornet to land and stop in as few as 400 feet. Let's watch. Every landing is graded, and he's going to put it down on what is known as an actual carrier landing area painted on the deck of the runway. Rhino 1-1, clear 3/4 of a mile, call the ball.
Rhino 1-1, 4.3.
Roger, ball. He'll come down at a 600 to 700 foot per minute descent rate. As he does, you can see the change in the smoke and the power settings as he pinpoint lands the aircraft on that landing area painted on the deck of the carrier. He's down. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for Lieutenant Jeff Findley, call sign Lou, and the